All right, I'm just gonna review some markets. Okay. All right, just taking a look at the lower time frame over here. Forget the left-hand side chart. That's way too high. So we're gonna just take a look at this and see what's going on. Basically, what's going on is the market went down. Over here, it had a counter trend test at around 8 something. So this was a counter trend to test the breakdown here. Here at the top, look at this spike. You see this spike, the red black right there? That was the bar that broke the back of the trend. It's the backbreaker bar. All right, that's what it does. It breaks the back of the trend. It goes down, 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 down. Here it gets interesting, right? Because you have buyers. And but what do you see that's concerning? When I see this, I see that it took out the high of this high, but barely. So it pulled back and then it reattempted and failed. I mean, it should have taken it out. So this is some type of either preliminary buying, could also be short covering, whatever else. Because buying is not just for the sake of buying, it could also be an upthrust. So buying can be done for the sake of an upthrust, for the sake of redistribution, and then finally for purpose of trend change. In this case, the fact that it went up here looks bullish, but this was the case that it was an upthrust to go lower. Just like when you have a trend, it could be a trend and it could be a counter trend. In this case, the whole point of it was to upthrust and test the breakdown. And you could see the volume sticking out like the red and black. So you know that good luck trying to get above this high. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. I would have liked it to be higher up, but I mean, it just came there, and can't really do anything about it. Then it starts going down. Here it gets interesting because again, you see that spike in volume? It turned out that this was some type of preliminary buying. Right? I mean, you don't really know with that high volume spike that this is preliminary buying and then this is the shakeout. That's what it turned out that the only thing that gave me a hint was the test. This is a key level. So I have this mark over here mechanically that this is a key level. So this is where I expect buying to come in. But after that, they do this, and you're like, what? What's going on here? It's a break. But of course, from that key level, there's a shakeout to buy it all back. Here is change of behavior. Here is climax. What does this represent? This is basically buy on the way down, buy on the way up. All right, now the only problem is there's no damn volume off the bottom because they bought it up over here. See, instead of going against lows, which is fine. It's just basically accumulation, shakeout, and a sign of strength. That's all this is. I don't like the shakeout being that deep though, and having that much volume. So that's not good. After that, the problem is that it didn't give the low risk retest. Why? Because it's these guys right here. This is the left hand side, this is the right hand side of a typical head and shoulder, which means it's preliminary buying and then your last point of buying or whatever it is. So left hand side is your preliminary accumulation. This is more accumulation in the form of a drive down, exhaustion. And when they're done buying on the way down, buy on the way up. Well, how you know this is buying? Because someone's taking the other side of all this volume. That's how you know. Okay. Someone's selling, the other one's buying. So it's big volume. It's going into, it's a panic selling going into strong hands. And then buying on the way up. And then you have this higher high trend. Only problem, it didn't pull back. It just didn't pull back. It didn't give the entry up. Then test one, test two, test thrice. Continue the trend. Pull back high. Here it's again, I like this. I don't trade this though, but sometimes if it's at the bottom, it's very appealing, especially when it's in the accumulation. Here I get, it's a little bit confusing. I get confused a little, but then I see that this brick had more volume than the other bricks. This has 3, 1, 4, 1, and 8. What does that mean? That means that this is a successful stop run. Why? It ran the stops here and it was all bought. So this is another form of reaccumulation, and that is being reaccumulated. Those stops are being reaccumulated. So this supply or this selling, it has a legitimate reason, and that reason is to accumulate. But instead of accumulating in a range like here, like in a range going sideways, the accumulation, the supply is to do the accumulation in the form of a spring to accumulate the stops. And the market goes up after that. So what are the lessons here? First is when you're at a key level, you got to pay attention. Second is sometimes you're not going to have volume off the bottom. Third is if you don't have volume off the bottom, you look for a climax and then a change of behavior. Fourth, the spring. Having a spring with a reversal on high volume is very bullish. Only in an uptrend, only in a strong uptrend against a breakout level. So this is why I would even consider it. Here is your breakout level. Here's one pullback against the breakout. Here's the second pullback against the breakout in a spring position that flies. All right. What else? Looking at this downtrend, what do you see here? You see the heaviest volume in over 100 bricks. And what makes this thing even better is the follow through. Meaning you have price volume selling, you have confirmation that breaks the low and definitively breaks. I mean, it continues to go low. So when it does that, expect the pullback and expect sellers. And it'll usually be in the form of counter trend. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And it's going to test. So let it test and let it puke. Right? Here we see also another lesson in that you have high price and volume, but what is its purpose? Is its purpose to change trend? No, its purpose is to upthrust and redistribute. So form of redistribution here by upthrusting against the stops over here. All right, and I think that's about it. Oh, one more before the climactic final move. Lot of times you're going to have this. This is a hinge of accumulation. This sideways action, up, down, up, down, up, down, before the final move down, followed by a reversal, is a very bullish sign. It's basically accumulation, shakeout, and a sign of strength. Only thing I don't like about it is that I don't like such a deep move, you know, after that. But, you know, that's what happened. And the confirmation that this is exactly that is the reversal back up to take out the highs. So the confirmation that this is accumulation, this hinge is accumulation, and this is the shakeout, probably a spring on another time frame, is the fact that you had a reversal on high price and volume, bigger than the wave down, and big wave, big price and volume, immediate reversal that takes out these highs. That is very, very bullish. However, it's messed up because they didn't give a deep pullback, so you're stuck. And if you try to get in here, you didn't get filled either, which is surprising. So the only entry up was on the spring. That's all, folks. Thank you.